Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump will meet for the first time in person on stage tonight in Philadelphia in what could be their only debate of the 2024 presidential campaign. This debate will be hosted by ABC News, and it will highlight the candidates' very different visions of America's present and future. It will give each a chance to appeal to voters who are still undecided less than 2 months before Election Day. White House correspondent Serena Marshall joins us live in Washington ahead of this high-stakes showdown. Serena, what can we expect?
Yeah, Chris, it's easy to throw the word high stakes around in this election cycle, but really this debate is for both candidates, and that's because it'll be the largest audience either one will have ahead of Election Day. And while it's unlikely to shift the polls when it comes to those who've already decided, it could make or break it given those high number of undecided voters. And these two candidates are virtually neck and neck in this election cycle. According to a new NPR PBS Marist poll, 2/3 of Americans plan to tune in tonight to this debate, with 3 out of 10 saying this could determine who they vote for. Now, there are a couple of things both of these candidates want to do tonight. Mainly, the number one thing, don't mess up. We've seen how that can change the course of the election after the real debate debacle with President Biden and former President Trump earlier this year. But it will be the first time the two will be face to face. Never have they even met. And now today on that debate stage, they'll be standing just 6 feet apart. Will they shake hands ahead of the debate? That's something we're going to be watching for. How cordial will this be? Now, both candidates already trying to say that their candidate lower expectations for their own candidate will raise expectations for their opponent. The vice president, in a radio interview recorded previously but released on Monday, she outlined what she hopes to do in this debate tonight.
Ultimately, what I intend to point out is he tends to fight for himself, not for the American people. And I think that's going to come out during the course of the debate. But I expect that I think he's going to lie. And, he has a playbook that he has used in the past.
And then a Democratic advisor told us that Harris needs to just focus, be herself, and prosecute the case against former President Trump. One elections expert told us that the voters are starting to know who Harris is, but they want to know more about her policies, her proposals, how she'll be different from the Biden administration, which Harris is going to be dancing that line on, trying to take the Biden-Harris administration wins while also downplaying the things that voters are reticent about. That's where we're going to expect former President Trump to really hone in, trying to tie the two directly together, saying the mistakes of this administration are fully owned by the vice president as well. The Trump campaign also in a call with press saying that the former president is going to be himself during this debate. That's something some Republican strategists said could work against him, given he's not known for perhaps his restraint in some of these situations. Chris, the muted mic's likely to help the former president in that regard, where we won't see Harris get one of those viral I'm speaking moments like she did in the past. But the former president, Mr. Trump, did win the coin toss, which means he will get closing remarks. That's something his campaign chose during that coin toss decision. Chris?
Yeah, certainly some moment will go viral. Always seems that it does with debates, especially in the day and age of social media. White House correspondent Serena Marshall for us live in Washington. Serena, thanks.